Alright guys, welcome back to Crack and Flip. Today I have a bonus booster box of Aether Revolt. This is actually a tips for the flip video. I'm going to be opening this more like a background to help move things along. I'm going to be talking not that much about the cards I'm pulling, maybe just the big ones. Mostly going to be talking about the Pro Tournament that just happened this weekend, a little bit about the cards that were played, the controversy that came up, and possibly more bans to come, things like that. So let's get cracking. As you notice, a lot of the videos that you're seeing are all done pre-Pro Tournament, and so none of them really have prices. This one will have prices that are accurate, because I will be posting this video tomorrow to make sure it's up to date. But yeah, so let's get cracking. So first of all, I don't know if you guys caught the Pro Tournament. I watched just about all of the Pro Tournament. A lot of vehicle decks. The vehicles, Mardu vehicle was the deck to beat. On day one, they played, I think there was 95 decks basically, 72 on the second day. Copycat was the next biggest deck on day one, actually, only day one. The Sahili Copycat made a big debut, but quickly crashed and burned. It was debuted at 72 on day one. Actually more than that, because there's multiple types of that deck. Got expertise there. And our first foil, disappointing dark. Our foil rare. Hopefully got more foils than this. But yeah, Copycat debuted. A lot of people playing it, but did not have that impact that a lot of people thought that it would, and it pretty much crashed and burned on day two. The next best deck, I guess, was the black-green Constrictor. Spire Industry, by the way. Good card. Went up in price by about $2 because of the Pro Tournament. Black-green was something that was played quite often at Star City games. You also saw Copycat. So those were going to be the decks to expect to pop out. Vehicles kind of came out and really took it though. No one could really... I guess the whole point of both decks was to beat the Copycat. That was the whole point of it. Make both decks. The only way you really can beat it is by basically moving faster. You know, when you got a round 4 killer, you gotta move faster than that. So a lot of aggro, very aggressive decks, and paid off. Paid off for those guys. Vehicles like won the day. I think it was 6 Mardu vehicle decks in the finals, and then 2 types of Constrictor, I believe. I think one was a black green Constrictor and the other one was an aggro. Not the best card so far in this box, but still a lot to go. So yeah, that's kind of like how it broke down. So not a lot of wiggle room, not a lot of diversity, which I was really hoping for, so that, you know, card prices would go up and a range of things would come out with the Johnny. But there was a couple. Paradox Engine and Inspiring Statuary actually jumped up in price prior to the Pro Tournament. Statuary went to, I believe, $460. Planeswalker, a Johnny the Unyielding, and a second second foil rare Secret Salvage. Maybe we'll get quite a few foils in this. You got 2 foil rares. That's pretty cool. First Mythic, a Planeswalker. Can't go wrong with that. Did not see him at the Pro Tournament. Maybe he was there, but he was not featured for sure. Neither was Tezzeret the Schemer. That wasn't featured at all. Sahili was prominent because of Copycat, but that combo was quickly put to shame. But you know, there was that judging call. I don't know if you guys watched and you guys heard about it, so you know, on Reddit, the judging call I was actually watching when they called the judge, and there definitely was a problem with language. At least the Gremlins made a good debut too. I'm surprised this card hasn't jumped up in price. And another 4 land. Yeah, they made a. There was definitely a language barrier, and I believe that was a lot of the problem. But yeah, my thoughts on the call was the judging was just a bad call, because to have a card who actually this is the card. How convenient. At the beginning of combat, on your turn, target artifact creature you control gets +2/+0 until the end of turn. When you have a card like this, and you basically say, "Oh, you missed its trigger," when he's claiming that that's what he was trying to do, you know, I feel like why would he skip it? You know, why would he skip it to almost automatically cast it? It's not like he skipped it, was going to declare an attack, and then was like, oh, let me think about it. Oh, let me go back. I forgot this trigger. No, he basically said combat, and then he said trigger. And so to me, it was pretty clear what he wanted to do. To me, it's kind of like that's what the ruling should have been. But no, they went to the guy's favor. And at the same time, all the other guy did to me was call the judge. I don't think it was this crazy Hail Mary pass that people believe, where he was trying to cheat, called the judge to try to make it move in his favor. I just honestly think he couldn't figure out what his opponent was doing and called the judge, and that's what happened. Because people call him a cheater, saying he did it on purpose. It was like, what kind of player really thinks that oh, I'm gonna get killed, let me call the judge and hope that for some reason out of nowhere he sides with me. Harvester made a good debut, went up about $1, I think, to a solid 460, and a foil uncommon hidden in the stockpile. Yeah, so it was. I think people blew it up to be way bigger than it's supposed to be. It just looked like a language barrier thing to me, and to me, I feel like if you have something like that, it's like one of the last rounds. You know, you should have a judge available to help talk it out that speaks that language. They did call for a judge to help them out. They did call to explain. So, yeah, I think they made the wrong call, but I don't think that other player had anything to do with it. I think he just called the judge, and that's it. And you can't fault anyone for calling the judge, because that's what you should do. If you don't know what's going on, call a judge and have someone independent talk it out with you guys and see what's going on. So, with all that being said, I'm not sure if I'm reading it wrong, but or if it's just speculation. But basically, people believe that bans are going to be a common thing to happen prior to a new set being released. So, I don't know if you guys believe that's going to be true or not. But if that's the case, then you can see cards, most likely, not Saheeli being banned, but the Guardian. This guy, look at that's the second time I talked about something. I'm pretty sure this guy is probably going to get banned to deal with that crazy combo. Even though there's a lot of ways to deal with that combo, as you saw, I think the main reason they're doing these bans is to get diversity in their tournaments, diversity in Friday Night Magic. And when you're worried about that card, that combo, you have to have an aggressive deck. You can't have anything else. You didn't see that blue-white combo anymore because you just can't use it to beat that combo. It moves too slow. And so I feel like that card will be banned because it does limit the playing field. And I feel like if that card wasn't printed, you know, with Emrakul and Smuggler's Copter being banned, I think you would have seen a lot of decks. You would have seen a lot of cool stuff out there. Don't think Call of Uni. We doubled up on that. No, that was carved out. I think you're going to see a lot of... What am I saying? I don't think I'm going to see Heart of Koran being banned, even though that's being played a lot, just like Smuggler's Copter. I don't think they're banned it. Just because, you know, it's a mythic, it's a legendary, heroic intervention. No reason for me to, I think, to ban it. I think it'll do it'll stay in there and do pretty well. I think Guardian, like I said, Guardian's probably going to be the #1 band, I think. Not sure what you guys think about bands. I personally like them from the point of flipping. Because basically, that means there's going to be diversity. That means more cards popping up in price because people are playing them in the Pro Tour, because there's not an overpowering card. So I do like Walking Ballista, another card that made a good debut, still holding a great price. Yeah, I like the diversity that bands bring. You know, you took out Emrakul and Smuggler's Copter, and all of a sudden people were actually thinking Winding Constrictor. We're actually thinking, and Fatal Push. I was going to say, we have not seen a Fatal Push. There you go. Another Planeswalker, Tezzeret the Schemer. Did not make a big impact on the Pro Tour, but still holding a good price. 2 Planeswalkers for our Mythics. This would have been a good opening weekend box. Yeah, we got here's the Renegade. Awesome. All the good cards at the very bottom of this deck, of this box. Yeah, so that's what banning means to me. It's good for that, but as a standard player, I think it's kind of horrible, especially when you ban a card like Emrakul. You put a lot of money into that deck, and to have Emrakul banned, and then on top of it have Smuggler's Copter banned. That's a lot of money you just lost due to banning, and I can see why players are going to be upset and turned off by bans because of it. And I really hope they correct that. I really hope they don't keep banning big cards like that. I really hope they check themselves extra when it comes to those cards, because you don't want to see that happen again, where someone's going to lose, you know, depending on when they bought them, you know, $100 worth of cards in their deck. Not to mention the fact they had to build a new deck and buy more cards. But if you ban things like Guardian, then I feel like that's okay. Ban a small broken card that didn't cost people too much money, and I think you're going to do pretty good. And it's going to get the market moving, it's going to get tournaments moving and broken up. So I think it's a good thing on that aspect, but I can see why people really hate it, and why it's going to cost some people a lot of money if they do another ban like Emrakul. Cool. This card, a sleeper, I think undervalued at under $2, especially because you can draw a card for 1 life. Undervalued card. Sold quite a few of those just to get them out of the way, but I do have a playset left just in case. But you gotta make your money back, right? Riders. And here's another card I'm holding on to. Mechanized Production. You got a playset right here. $4.50 right now. Probably a decent price for this card, but I feel like you know, when the new set coming up, maybe the band's coming up, that there's a place for this card that's a lot higher than that, because it is a mythic. So definitely still holding on to those cards. Maybe I'll sell just that one just to help recruit, but 3 mythics. There's our 3 mythics right there. Pretty decent mythics. Will we get another one? There's Bestiary, and our second uncommon foil, the airdrop. Down to the bottom of the pack. So yeah, leave comments. What do you guys think about the ban? What do you guys think about the ruling? What do you think about the Pro Tournament in general? And does that sway what your decks are going to be? Man, we doubled up twice on this guy and on Call of Unity. At least you got the Ballista and the Planeswalker, so that helps a long way. No inventions, unfortunately. First time in a long time, no inventions, right? Boar, Onslaught. And here's an Expertise, one of the last big name cards we were missing. But we're doing pretty good. Doing pretty good. Right. Once again, this has been Tips for the Flip. Hope you guys enjoyed yourselves. Sorry if I didn't make any sense or if I rambled too much. Mimic. I have a playset of these still. I sold a bunch of them when they topped out at like $4.40, I think it was. You know, I had like 14 or 15. So I did get rid of some of them just in case the price goes down. You know, $4 is a good price for that card. If it goes up, it's going to go up another $2. So, you know, why not? I did save some just in case. Lightning Constrictor. $1.20 card. Disallow. The last one. Last top dollar rare. That's awesome. Disallow. You got the foil. Foil land. Everyone loves foil land. Last pack. Last pack, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know if you don't want me to do this again. I know it gets a little hectic to see stuff being pulled and I'm not really referencing them. I'm just talking about something else. Secret Salvage. But we did get some good cards, guys. We got Disallow. We got some good rares. We got that. We got our 2 Planeswalkers. Real quick show and tell before I run out of space on my memory card. Mechanized Production is what I was talking about. I'm keeping those. I'm also keeping the Bridge. Why the Bridge? Because this is a story card. This Bridge is going to summon something great. I think this Bridge almost guarantees that in the next set or the next 2 sets, there's going to be a huge drop. There's going to be like a 10 or 15 drop card. And this is going to be the best way to summon it, especially when the Titans from Eldrazi, from like Oath of the Gatewatch, and from Battle for Zendikar leave. I believe those cards are going to make it. Here are all my Aether Hearts. It's just too low to sell these, so I'm keeping them. Even if they go down to nothing, it's just too low to keep them. It has a good trigger for it, so might as well keep it, see what happens. Same thing with these. I mean, it's just too low to sell these. $1 for a Mythic. I'm keeping these to the bitter end, just in case. Same here. You know, if red makes a bigger impact, I think this card might come up in price. So I have hope for it. The other ones I don't. Same with here. No hope for these, but, you know, they're mythics. Really can't see myself to sell them. Might as well keep them to the better end. And hey, who knows? 20 years around, if Magic's still around, maybe they'll be worth something. So, I don't know if you guys caught that. That's my foil. Only foil I pulled. Only foil mythic that I pulled. So, alright guys, that's been a very long tips for the trick and booster box opening. Hope you guys enjoy. Like, subscribe. Alright, take care guys. It's been Richard for Crack and Flip.